So very good afternoon to you, sir. How are you today?
Why, quite fine, quite fine. It's great to have you on online.
Thank you, sir. So I believe you are in France right now.
I'm in France, in my home village in the Alps, and the weather
Wow.
is so okay. We manage.
Awesome. All right. So, sir, as we all know that you are the writer of Nusrat Saab's book, would you like to speak something about the book? What inspired you to write the book?
Well, actually, it's a whole life story actually, and actually it started by a certain day in October '85 when I was in Paris, and I just had the privilege, the chance to listen to one of his first performance in Europe for European community for local communities, and it was just an overwhelming, an amazing, and inspiring, bright moment for me at that time. It was at that time completely unknown by the majority of the Parisian audience. Most of the
Okay.
people were Indian, Pakistanis, Desi people, and
Mm-hmm.
there was a part the atmosphere that was in the hall. Well, he was so outstanding, so inspiring, from another world, that I became. It's really still, I still feel it from all over myself when I remember this well, initiation moment, this first moment, and that was in '85. And since then, I've been always trying to follow him whenever he was coming to France. And
Okay.
it happened that by huge chance, where I got the privilege to be on the same railway platform in '91 when he was touring along France, and we started. I described that in the book, in the very first page. Is the actually the only one moment I speak about I, because I didn't want to focus on. It's my experience definitely, but it's I didn't want to focus on myself, and it was a beautiful moment also to be able to approach closely this person I was following for years as an enthralled audience. And
Right.
afterwards, there was a set of situations that he proposed me to accompany him in his tour in Italy, and then to invited me to go to his home in Faisalabad in Pakistan, and then
Wow,
all
what a
started like
journey.
that. And,
So since in
and actually,
1985, and then you met him in 1991, and after
yeah.
that you became friends, and then he suggested you to.
Yes, absolutely. And actually, afterwards, well, I'm not sure we became friends. I became a sort of devotee.
Oh,
And the master, no, actually, he was such an inspiring person. And afterwards,
absolutely.
indeed, I was the assistant manager of a number of his international tours
Okay.
on behalf of Théâtre de la Ville in Paris,
Mm-hmm.
which organize a lot of his international tour, not only in France and in Europe, but also in the USA. The first time he was in USA, it was through Théâtre de la Ville in Paris, and it's important to replace these. Apart Peter Gabriel, who has been very essential in his definitely with Real World and WOMAD, who has been very essential in his international career. Théâtre de la Ville and particularly French-Iranian music advisor Sudabikia were very important in his international exposure. In Brazil, in Reunion, in Northern Africa, all of that with Théâtre de la Ville. But yes, and afterwards we have been, along with participating in his international tours, I've been very much going in Pakistan to his home, to his along with his family, his party, so his second
Wow.
family, and
Nice.
accompanying him
Okay.
in a number of different settings, which was were very very essential for me to approach him also in the diversity of his exposure, of his presentations, and but always with this very extremely focused in his love for the divine.
Absolutely. And
And
we
this,
all love Nusrat Sahab. And since childhood, we have been listening to him. When I came to know about you from Sonu Bhai, that you have written a book on him, and that too, you being a French, you have written a book in French and then translated that to English and
yes.
it was really surprising that how could one could be inspired so much by a Sufi singer, you know, because we all connect Sufi
Uh-huh.
with spirituality. And what brought you to write a book? Why did you title the book? And, you know, how did it come to you? Like, how did you even plan a book about him?
Well, actually, you know, he has been able to touch the, I would say, the universal soul I have within, and going much beyond its initial Qawwali Indo-Pakistani cultural form of devotion.
Absolutely.
Well, definitely, I was already at that time much inclined, very much interested by Sufi music and Sufi dance through the dervish, wailing dervish from Turkey,
Okay.
and the Iranian poetry and the things. But I miss the link, the link, the human link, the flesh link, the vivid link, who
Mm,
was able to really embodies these connections, these deep connections. And he was the person who fundamentally has been able for me to establish this like a shaman, like in between person, Gaian, an hyphen, which has been able to link uh, us with another order, with another
absolutely.
greater. At the same time, this vertical link with the divine, and this horizontal link with all of us. And that he
Wow,
was.
beautiful. So, sir, still my question remains the same. What brought you to write a book on him? And why did you name a book after him? I mean, you know, what was your idea when you were curating the book?
Well, actually, that was in. There's been a lot of different phases. Initially, I wrote only a couple of pages, requested by Théâtre de la Ville for the city of Paris to introduce Nusrat to the audience. Then